It is 3:30, folks.
Come on, get it now. Come on, get it happy. Jamaican dish with saltfish, nice.
And at this time every Saturday, folks, we join Chef Janet Davis from Scotch Bonnets and talk a little bit about Caribbean recipes. Janet, are you there with us today?
I am here, Keith. How are you?
Good, man. How you doing yourself?
I'm well.
Good. So, what's on tap this week?
Okay, well, in accordance with Valentine's Day, I wanted to do something sweet and tasty. So we're talking about rum cake today.
Rum cake. Now, let me ask this right up front. Is it the same as black cake?
Yes, it is.
All right. Talk to me then.
A lot of different names. Rum cake, black cake, Christmas cake, Jamaican black cake, all the same thing.
Yeah, man. So what's the makeup of this thing? How it comes that it's so famous in the world?
Well, it's the base of it is the fruit, which, as you know, we soak it for months and months. In my case, I soak it for like a year. And it's chopped up fruits, dried fruits that's soaked in port wine and rum, Jamaican white rum. And so that's the base of it. And you add all your other, baking recipes like your flour, your vanilla, butter, and things like that. But the fruits, the soaked fruits, are the base of the cake.
Right. So you're talking about the whole year. So let me ask, if I wanted to do rum cake now, would it taste the same way if I did it right now, as opposed to soaking for a year?
It wouldn't taste quite the same. It's almost, think of it in terms also of like cod. You know how some people prepare the fresh cod?
Right.
And then you get the salted cod and you boil off the salt.
Yes.
Even if you boil all the salt off, it still it has a different flavor entirely. It's the same thing. When you're curing something like that, it takes on that flavor. It grows into its own flavor. So just grabbing the fruits and, getting it into the oven will not give you that same flavor at all.
Right. Now, in terms of the color of this rum cake, because I've seen some dark, close to black. That's why the name black cake. And then I've seen lighter colors. What's the difference and what's the makeup?
Well, another key ingredient to the cake that gives it that darkness is browning. And the closest thing I can describe browning to is like molasses without that bitter taste. And browning is basically, caramel. And that's what will give any Jamaican cuisine or Caribbean cuisine that dark flavor. Same color that you'll see in a jerk chicken.
Right.
That's where that color comes from.
Right.
The browning. So it's not something salty, nor is it sweet. It's really there just for the color.
Right.
And it's so thick, almost as thick as molasses. Not quite. So the difference in the darkness of the cake, if you will, comes from just how much you add. Since you're not going to put it in a spoon to measure it, you sort of have to pour it in and use your own judgment there.
Yeah.
You'll get a little difference in the color of the cake. Because if you did it with a measuring device, half of it will be left in the spoon because it's so thick. That is what gives any Jamaican cuisine, as well as the black cake, that coloring, that deep, dark color.
Right. Now, what are the uses? I mean, we mostly, us Jamaicans, mostly talk about Christmas time for black cake or rum cake. Are there any other uses? Any other times it's used?
Well, I think it's become a big holiday cake as well. Like, I have it all year long because I grew up eating it all the time, and my mom would make it. And so it was just always around. But it's really like sorrow, traditionally it comes around the holiday time, but people enjoy it all the year long.
Oh, and wedding cakes too, right?
And wedding cake with the icing, correct.
Yes,
you make your own icing and you put that on too. Usually you go to like a bakery, a Jamaican bakery, you can get it with the icing or without. So it's definitely a wedding cake.
Yes, it's a beautiful cake, man, I tell you.
It's just so rich and so deep and so decadent.
Yeah, and you can't get enough. I mean, you can have enough, because after a while you don't want any more, but you can't get enough because you want to come back.
It's so good. It's just there's just nothing like it. When you think of a cake, it's almost like a few things rolled into one. Sometimes it looks like a brownie, between the cross of a brownie, a black cake, as we're talking about. It also looks like a chocolate cake.
Yeah.
So it's like it takes on so many different things. It's just really quite good.
I remember my mother she would make like in December, right? Serve for Christmas, and then she would refrigerate it, and we'd have it like into April.
That's right, because the fruit is the base of the cake. Again, the fruits are soaked. You've cured it.
Yes.
So I tell people all the time when they'll come to the restaurant and they'll purchase a whole cake, that thing can sit out in the open for 3 weeks, and you're not worrying about spoilage or anything like that. There's that much rum in it. You know what I mean? And it's not something that's milk-based, so you're not having to worry about that. But in the fridge, and you can freeze it as well. I know people who freeze it, get it around Thanksgiving, use one for Thanksgiving, save one for Christmas, and it tastes just as if they picked it up this morning.
Yes. Valentine's Day coming up on the 14th.
Yes.
Any special plans there?
Oh, we're doing a really great menu on Valentine's Day. It's on our website. So we'll have a few of our traditional, fixed things, but we'll also throw in some, chef specials, something sweet, goodie bags, and, a little bit of everything.
Right,
so it's a nice dinner for two here at Scotch Bonnet. So something great to look forward to.
Right. Well, folks, we've been talking with Chef Janet Davis, owner-operator of Scotch Bonnet's Restaurant and Catering. Janet, as you normally do when we close out, tell us how and where.
We're right here in Medford, right on Main Street, 20 South Main Street. You can get more information about us online at www.scotchbonnets.com.
All right, Janet, we'll talk again next week.
Wonderful, Keith. Looking forward to it.
All right. Happy Valentine.
You too, darling. Thank you.
Okay.